How do you profit when you deal with negative people? How do you profit from people who say no? In this video, I'm going to tell you some steps that I use in my personal business. And with these skills and this trade, I managed to earn thousands of dollars for the companies I worked and for me personally through my online and offline businesses. So stay tuned. It's kind of rainy here in Phuket Island. I'm Vasilis, and I've been away a little bit because I'm starting up a new business. But stay tuned because this video will gonna show you how can you take this small percentage of people and increase your profit by going after them. So here is an idea why people say no and how you can profit from them. First of all, why people say no. If you think about it, we were taught from our childhood to say no to strangers, and especially people that they try to sell us something or they try to manipulate us, do something for them, and also not making fast buying decisions. So that's a very important aspect because it comes from our childhood and it is ingrained deep in our minds. Now, what you should do about this and how you can bypass this thing. One very good solution is always get their details first. The people you meet or you feel that might be suspects or prospects, possible prospects for what you sell, the service you might be selling, always get their details first. Either a business card, their phone, their email, their address, something that you can go back and contact with them again in order to build a relationship with them and ultimately end up making the sale. Now that's a kind of paradox because all the sales techniques and skills and strategies that we've been taught by the sales gurus and all the experts out there, they teach you to go for the sale at the first time you meet someone, like straight up, which is kind of weird because people, as I mentioned before, we are not supposed to buy with the first time. However, the real money is in the people that they say no. And from me personally, I had many experiences from the insurance business that I was working as a sales in insurance. I had multiple occurrences of people that the moment I met them, they said, no, I don't even want to talk to you because back in Greece, even saying that you work in the insurance is like prohibited. No one talks to you. People are so prejudiced negatively against insurance companies. So I had to find a way to bypass this thing. I had many stories of people that they said no in the front end, but because I went back and back again and again and again to them with facts, truths, numbers, stories, and all the time giving them a new aspect of why they should own this insurance contract, ultimately they ended up buying from me, and in the most cases they were buying high budget coverings that profited me a lot. A second example that I can mention you from my past is back in Greece also I was working part-time night shifts to different promotion companies, and I remember that about 3 years I was working in a company that was promoting cigars before all the laws that banned the cigar and the public smoking. I was working as a part-time promotions manager to this company. So I was one of the few men, because mostly there were women promoting this kind of stuff, but I was one of the few men that were there. And most of the times I was placed on the worst spots. So I had to invent a way to persuade people buy my brand of cigars that I was promoting instead of their own. Which, if you know a little bit about smoking, it's kind of an illegal affair. The people that they are smokers, they don't change their cigar brand really easy. So I had to invent different ways and test different ways to manage to make these people, persuade them to buy my cigar brand that I was promoting. But at the end, I was always making better numbers than the woman. So, and in the insurance company, I forgot to mention, my first year, I ended up as the #1 rookie of this office. So what's the solution? How you can bypass the no and go after the real profit? So here is what you have to do. What you need to understand is that your sales pipelines, your sales strategies need to be around behavioral indicators and responses. This means you need to use behavioral dynamic responses in everything that you do when you're talking with your prospects. You need to check for every word, for every move, for every trick you can have to do to make the prospect persuade from you. What would be the answer? How your prospect will react back, and accordingly adjust your strategy again and again and again. You need to always track what your prospects are doing when you are negotiating or talking with them and respond accordingly. Now, here is another example of what I did recently to the other business that I'm starting up, which is based locally in Thailand, in Phuket. And our target market is mostly Thai people, people that speak the Thai language. So I cannot speak a lot of this, but I created a script for my secretary, for my administrator in the office, that was based on 3 or 4 different levels of asking different questions to the people that they were pre-framed for the people to answer yes or no. So I was taking them through a funnel that people had to answer yes or no in specific questions, like a flowchart. And after answering these questions, they had the opportunity to win a gift by using our service for the first time. So what happened ultimately is that from a list of 500 people, the phones of 500 people, that she called them on the phone without knowing them. We just had a list of 500 people. About 30% of them, they were interested and they converted to become customers of this business because of this kind of script. They tried before with no script, just saying what we're doing, and no one was interested. Why? Because we navigated, we took the customers through a series of yes, yes, yes. So when you're doing this with your customer and you're always agreeing and taking your customer, your prospect through multiple yeses with you, then it's very difficult to go back and change all his decisions and say no, because that would be like going against his own conscious will. So the more yeses you get from your prospective customers, the more possible a sale is. Yes or yes? You see, I'm doing the same thing with you. So if you said right now 4 or 5 yes, now is the right time to go under this video, click the link and get your own online business, or keep reading this blog post if you're reading this on my blog, and make a comment or share this with your friends. Thank you very much for your time. Bye bye.